So recently I got asked to make a guide on how to build the ultimate maximum security prison. So I thought, yeah, why not? And let's add a few extra added challenges to spice things up a bit and make it a little bit more interesting. I'm going to build this from the ground up and show you how to do that from start to finish. First things first though, we need to answer this. What makes an ultimate prison? Some might say it's getting thousands upon thousands of prisoners under one roof that truly makes it ultimate. But I don't think that's the case at all. What I feel makes a prison truly ultimate is being able to successfully turn those sinners into saints with minimum backlash or abuse, or in other words, reoffending and causing chaos. Then do this on a mass scale. So to achieve this, we're going to need to do three things. 1. We need to build a basic prison to get us started and expand on it in the future. 2. Set up the structure, as in the security, the rooms for programs, etc. And 3. Reduce the threat level and meeting prisoners' needs and provide the programs to reform and no longer re-offend. For this, we need to start a brand new game to get things going. And just to add some additional challenge, like I mentioned earlier, I'll be doing it with 0 funding. Yes, that's right, 0 funding. Now let's hop in. So first things first, we have to set up our intake. So we're just receiving superMAX prisoners and nothing of the other rubbish. And maybe we'll throw in some legendary as well for some good measure. And I've only been in the game for 5 minutes and I've already forgotten I have 0 funds. Great start. To fix it, I'll grab a couple of grants, give us some spending money to get the ball rolling. Now we actually have to start building if we're going to get anywhere with this build. And we'll have to be mindful of how big we do this to begin with to keep the cost down. We're making good progress so far. Our little workers are already on room 2. That's it, keep working my little dog's bodies. We're aiming to build all the highlighted white rooms at the moment so we can collect our remaining grant money. Otherwise, the prison isn't going to get anywhere and we're going to quickly run out of funds. In this case, it's the holding cell. I don't normally bother with this as it's normally a waste of space, but for the interest of monies, I'll make an exception. We've got our reception, holding cell and shower, but now I think we need to focus on getting our canteen kitchen set up, which I think should go here. And whilst our dog's bodies get on with that, I'll start constructing where our yard is going to go and we're another step closer to completing this grant. We just need enough items to keep the small amount of prisoners we'll be getting to start with happy or somewhat functioning. As you can see here, with everything built, we just need to drop down some guards and cooks and then huzzah! First grant completed. Now we can get another to push this development on, but unlike me, make sure you select one you plan to complete in the near future, like visitation or staff well-being, not inmates' health, which should be further down the line, but no matter, we'll make it work. Moving on, we'll have to set up administration to get the next grant completed and start researching all the bits we need to progress this prison on, starting with finance. So we'll just drop her in here.
What do you mean exceeds daily budget?
Okay, so maybe not. Let's build visitation instead. I personally go for the booths rather than the tables. Reduces the amount of contraband. Just make sure you block off the end so they can't escape out of the visitors' doors. This does happen. Next, we'll sort out the common room, which is going to be useful later on when we start running reform programs down the line. But we do still need to address the earlier problem of our staff here. So now the majority of the buildings have been done, we can sack off a few of our dogs' bodies to make way for our finance admin. Then we can actually pick a grant that we actually want and know we can get that done. We just need a few more phones and an additional TV. Then we can tick that grant off our list as well, which we can do with the staff room. That'll also set up for completing staff well-being. And after all that faffing about, we can finally start getting these prisoners in and start building some actual cells. And of course, to save time, we'll copy paste the first cell to speed things along. And there you have it, 16 cells and 94 grand better off. Plus I took the time to add a few solitary cells alongside the infirmary to finally complete that other grant. And yes, also keep these prisoners alive a little bit longer. The cells themselves are pretty shoddy to begin with, but again, that's totally fine as this is just the basic setup for a much larger end goal, which at this precise moment is a mystery until the next installment. So overall, a good start. We have a basic prison setup with 16 prisoners and everything they need to stay steady. So it's safe to say we've ticked step 1 off of our list, but we still have 2 and 3 to go. I would like to thank Nelly 9 Nelson for inspiring this journey. You are amazing and thank you so much. And I will see you for the next step of this ultimate operation.